Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Cast on the Fly. My name is Cassandra, and I'm here to talk to you today about business and the psychosis associated business, which is really coming up for me in this moment, and how women think that by looking a certain way that brings it's owed to them to make money. Meaning they're selling their bodies and their way they look while crying out unequal rights. And that I have a problem with. On the other flip side of that is you want to understand that I literally woke up this morning, I have no makeup on, I didn't really do my hair, and I'm just sitting here conversating with you. And what does that mean? That means that I actually have something to tell you. And that's the difference between me and them. So they spend 99% of their time creating ideas to manipulate you, which occurs as if you're getting some kind of information, but you're really getting absolutely nothing in information form. They're telling their stories, which are completely boring. Then they hire bots to make it look like people are interested in what they have to say. And then they go around and abuse their customers, which is other women. And then they come together in a network. And if someone goes against this beauty idea or ideal that they've created in their minds, they attack them like a swarm of wasps. While the men go on dates with them and they do the DM thing. And then they end up marrying them and have children with them, which then evolves their businesses. And then there are men out there who are doing the exact same thing. All for financial gain and all to destroy this country known as the United States of America. We not only have American women doing this, but we also have foreign women in this country who somehow got through the gates. Oh, wait, because the borders are open. Who literally lie about everything. They have a lot of money in countries like the Middle East, as some of these countries are the oil countries, and have millions and millions of dollars. And they paid their way to go through acting classes, language classes, clothing classes, lived in Hollywood or in the LA area for a short time. And the list goes on and on and on and on. However, their work experience and their resume is completely blank. However, you all are so naive to the realities of what actually goes on in Beverly Hills that you fall for it every single time. Now, you all aren't in the network to see how destructive this is. Meaning, most of you claim you're not looking at the internet when you should be looking at the internet. You want to know that everybody at that casino party that occurred this weekend for justice are crooks. You're crooks. You're absolutely 100% crooks. Whatever was going on in there, when you see Kim Kardashian at a party or Mona Van at a party or women like that, this is like prostitution ring. It just looks a little different than what they want you to see it as. They're trying to create a brand, and that's nasty. That's not wholesome America. That's growing garbage and treating your customers like dirt. Because when you take roles in advertising, when you have a role to own a football team, it's not about you, although they all think it's about them. It's about the customer. It's about how can I help the customer? How can I show these people the education, the entertainment, and how to grow their business, how to grow as a person by using my product? How can I get my customer to have more enjoyment in their life, not watching you kiss all over some woman as if that's your brand? Because that is your brand. If you show up to a party on a red carpet and you're erotically holding a woman inappropriately, then that is your brand, because that is what you've produced on the internet, whether it's on your page or it's on someone else's page. And you're teaching and you're educating 44 million people who are already in the mindset of what Mr. Beast is up to do that as part of their brand, because it will grow. And it is hard to get the youth to see that that is toxic behavior. It's hard to get the youth to see that anything close to that is toxic behavior. It's hard to get the youth to see that they do not know everything. However, you are standing over there acting as if you do know everything, misbehaving and misguiding the youth. And it is your responsibility as an old ass 47-year-old to educate an audience on how to behave in public, how to behave when you have a lot of money, how to be generous and humble. And that means don't marry and date a Middle Eastern when we know that 9/11 happened in our lifetime. You do understand that the Iranian cultures, the Middle Eastern cultures, they do not marry outside their culture. That is a big no-no in their culture. That's how wars get started. However, this new generation of millennial Gen Zs are rewriting the whole book and even lying about the way the dress code was in 1972, acting as if these people in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, and all these places used to dress like Americans. I'm not even sure if they even know their history of their culture, but you want to understand the dangers of branding associated to a Middle Eastern, branding associated to a woman who has no ethics, morals, and values, and how it actually directly affects your, not even just your business, but your home life, who you are as a person. And then let's talk about your business. Because you all don't really understand what brand is. You think brand is all the external bullshit, when brand is actually the education that you teach. Well, I need to talk to somebody about fitness. Well, then I'll go to Cassandra's page because she's got lots of education on fitness. I'm going to go to Cassandra's page because she's really educating me, and I really feel like I have some real insightful things about myself when it comes to producing content, because she produces 200 pieces of content in a day sometimes, and I just think that's incredible, and I want to do that one day. So I'll go to Cassandra's page for that. I want to go to a page that I feel safe and I'm actually getting educated, and I don't really care about what the person looks like. I just really care about the information I'm receiving and how I'm expanding. I'm not asking my guests and my customers to feed my soul. My guests and customers are actually stealing from me. Do you understand that? That you all are actually stealing from me? And you're learning how to steal from me, and that means you're learning how to steal from others, which means that you're all befuddled burglars. And that is a very bad thing. While you all sit over there on your platforms and smile and take fancy photos with a toss your salad bowl, erotically trying to seduce the audience while no one says anything, including corporate. So they take every single day, their post on their Instagram story is hair and makeup, filling a bathtub with water, walking down the street seductively, taking a picture with the boyfriend, him smiling his little ass off, selling you cum salad dressing, and then talking about themselves and how they like to hold 2 drinks. And he obliges by it by subliminally placing messages on his platform while we're working with a child's toy. And you still don't see anything wrong with that because that's how selfish you are. Meaning you don't actually bring value. None of you actually, 100% None of you bring value, because if you are associating yourself with gross people, like the video of the 2024 brand growth strategies with the real estate agent who is literally trying to steal the land of Maui, then that is a direct reflection of who you are as a person. If you're hosting people on your platform like that, then you are just like them. And then you want to understand that the wall is what keeps you, which is that man who's completely diabolical, is the one that's holding you back from being successful, because he only wants people like Mona Van to win. Although Mona Van sucks the life out of him too, even though he's also the evil one. Although he thinks he's hot shit hornet because he's fucking her. Can you imagine going to a business meeting, I don't care who you are, and your fiance or wife is working the room and erotically flirting with everyone in the room like she's a prostitute while you're playing a casino poker game? And that's supposed to be your branding partner. So your brand is porn. And that's the future of branding for these women. We've seen it with Kim Kardashian. We've seen it with her sisters. They're actually, if you really take a step back, they're only good at manipulation. They're really not very good at branding because they don't really know what a mother does. Because what Kim Kardashian does with her kids is not a real mom. It's a fake mom showing for cameras. Meaning when she tells you that she's getting 4 kids ready for school in the morning, she's not actually getting them ready for school in the morning. Her nanny is getting them ready for school in the morning, because we've seen her walk down the streets of New York with Sam running to the nanny instead of the mother. That's brand. The brand for Kim Kardashian is she's a bad mom, and that the government's brand is they don't do anything about it because she's a celebrity, which is the same thing that we dealt with in Europe with kings and queens, like the bad kings and queens, where the rich ate really wealthy and good foods, and then the poor ate rotten potatoes. You can watch the movie Robin Hood to see basically what Mona Van and Kim Kardashian and all these other fools are up to in a collective. While they claim, this is the worst part of all, is that they claim that you are going to succeed if you continue to produce content. So their questions will be asked of, well, how do you go from 0 to 1 million followers? You produce content. Well, I'm sorry, but my content isn't being put in front of people's eyes at all, except for perverts who are searching for sex, because that's the algorithm of what TikTok offers and what YouTube offers. But instantly, if Brad Pitt were to come onto YouTube, it would go viral in a heartbeat, and not because he hashtagged appropriately. He basically called his publicist. He told YouTube, and then YouTube controlled the algorithm, which makes this an unfair playing ground. Why is that important? Because now we're looking at Kristen Cavallari, who has millions of dollars, who utilized it to get on the cover of People magazine, where she's trying to teach us about health and wellness when all she does is go to the surgeon. She's an alcoholic. Her health and wellness routine is a complete, utter lie. She's a fucking psycho. And so now the People magazine is teaching child abuse. They're teaching falsifications of health and wellness. They are utilizing celebrities instead of real people to educate an audience on information that's actually beneficial to you. Do you understand that? However, your generation loved The Hills. And if you remember, The Hills have eyes. So while What's-Her-Face is now going on The Real Housewives, which is the next phase for all these fools, nobody's interested except your network. Do you understand that? That's Mona Van's future, is The Real Housewives, because nobody gives a shit about what she's up to. Maybe Gary does. Who fucking knows? He just told you in a video all he ever does is work. However, she's over there erotically acting like they're together all the time. Meaning you are now bringing the Real Housewives into your business, Gary Vaynerchuk. And then he'll say, this is how narcissistic this is. And then he says, I don't talk about my personal life. Yes, you do. So you will never build Disney with Mona Vand around. I will build Disney on this side. You're just dealing in business is a casino type behavior with a prostitute standing on your side. So you can sit up there all day long in your videos and you can hashtag this and hashtag that and hashtag this and at this person and at this person and at this person. But until they choose to allow you to go viral, you'll never go viral. Meaning I've done every possible thing to spread my message, whether it's hashtagging, whether it's using the @ symbol to Snoop Dogg, to Gary Vaynerchuk, to Chris Pratt. I've even got, emails to hundreds of people, no response, including the government, including Hillary Clinton, no response, no response, no response, no response, no response, no response. Until Mona Vand had a stick up her ass and Gary wanted to prove to her that he loves her, so he took me to court for stalking when I'm doing the exact same thing 100% of all of you do to his content, including dog his ass out. That's part of being a content creator when you're an asshole. So when you sit over there and tell everyone that you're a kind person, but your actions don't match your words, and then you have pictures to match the bad stuff, and then you as a follower are watching that person, what does that tell you in logic form? That you're a complete phony, which is what we're dealing with 100% across the board for all content creators. Meaning they're just trying to grow their businesses and they do not care about who they step on, because that is the message that is definitely coming through at this time as the evidence keeps showing up, just like you keep showing up at parties where you literally violate my personal space. That's all of you. Meaning I'm telling you as a customer, I do not like you. I do not like you. It's impossible for me to enter into any space on the platform without seeing your ugly faces. These people are not normal people, folks. That's what you really need to hear me on. Why is your content not being seen by people? It's because people like Kim Kardashian, people like Bradley, people like all of you are controlling the algorithms. And yours are always at the fucking top, and you never give anyone, unless they're sorry ass pieces of shit who are willing to work with the nasty of the nasty. Then you'll go viral. Then you'll be seen, especially if you're sleeping with a guy that is literally controlling the internet. While you all worship the ground they all walk on. How do you know? Watch your reaction when you see Adam Levine on the streets. You act like fucking buffoons. You lost your damn minds. And so what happened when you lost your damn minds, they created the mind lost, and then they started capitalizing on the fact that the industry fueled all this garbage when it came to New Kids on the Block. They saw how the people reacted because they created that. The industry created that with gossip and buzz and hormones, women's hormones. And now they found a new way to capitalize off the men, which is show them the money, show them the prostitute. And that's how the Democrats are trying to take out America, by controlling the men, by adding in the woman who's going to get their dicks hard. And you say, okay, I got the money, I got the car, I got the wife, and I'm pretend happy, so I guess I'll be okay. However, when you hit 70, 80, 90 years old and you look back on all this time you wasted, Gary Vaynerchuk, you will be sad and guilty and hate yourself and have regret for what you've done. Because that's really what life is about, is seeing what regret looks like right now in this moment. Because I want you to take a look to see the regret of the years that you've wasted my time so that you can build a fucking business off my back. Because that too becomes a version of the brand. Time is the most valuable thing that you can offer anyone. Time. You don't have plenty of time. And you're sure as fuck wasting mine.